From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months.
Tractors, RTV, construction equipment. You do it all, we do it local.
Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Mike Kruger from Weather NorCal. And Weather NorCal, if you're watching this for the first time or if you've been watching it for a while, I'd like to ask a favor of you. First of all, we're going to talk about how you can get Weather NorCal real quickly here. And of course, we talk about the Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, eventually Apple TV getting in on it. Seems to take a while with Apple TV, but it will eventually get here. YouTube.com/@WeatherNorCal is where you can get the latest updates, weather updates like the one that you're watching right now. You can also go on your phone, in your Android. I've got an app there where you can get all kinds of weather information, including the video that you're watching now. You can also get me on social media as well. So what I'm asking of you is if you're watching this for the first time, you think, hey, this is pretty cool. Mike Kruger's doing this thing, Weather NorCal. Let's get the word out. Not only if you live in the valley, I don't want this to spread. I want everyone on the coast watching. I want people in Siskiyou County watching, Trinity County, Modoc County, Lassen, Plumas counties, not to mention all the mountain locations in the east as well. This is going to be a great source of weather information and a lot of areas, a lot of smaller communities getting the attention that they deserve. Now, it won't necessarily be on these weather hits. These weather hits are more of a kind of a broad perspective of what's going on. But when you go to the website, weathernorcal.com, when you go to the app, when you watch the 24-hour channel, that is where you're going to get that personalized service for all of these smaller communities. All right, let's get to the weather headlines. Let's talk about what's going on. Now, yesterday, parts of the valley did see about 100 degrees yesterday. I do expect temperatures to drop by a degree or two here for today, but the heat wave we've been talking about, that will peak over the weekend with the potential for some record-breaking heat as well. So for today, no record-breaking heat, just about 100 degrees. But as I mentioned, maybe a degree or two cooler than what we saw yesterday with 99 for Redding. Red Bluff about 98. And there you can see Chico about 96 degrees for that daytime high. Here is what it looks like for the mountains. You've got temperatures mid to upper 80s, 89 for Mount Shasta City, 86 for Alturas. And for the eastern mountains, temperatures upper 80s to about 90 degrees. All right, so here are all the heat alerts. Now, what we had here yesterday was an excessive heat watch that's been upgraded now to a heat advisory for Lassen, Eastern Plumas, and extreme eastern Modoc County as well. The rest are still within that excessive heat watch. Now, this is basically going to be here for the weekend, kind of give or take, as early as Friday. Now, you're probably wondering, well, it went from an excessive heat watch to a heat advisory. What does that mean? Well, first, here's what it looks like. This is the heat advisory. That is what, of course, we have for Lassen County. This is issued within 12 hours, and when the heat index will be 100 plus for at least 2 days. Now, the heat index is what includes the humidity. We typically don't have that. So basically, if the temperature is 100 plus for at least 2 days, then you will have a heat advisory. Now, if there's an excessive heat watch, which many locations are, that's issued 24 to 72 hours before the actual event. And that is when the risk of a heat wave increases, but timing is still a little uncertain. And then an excessive heat warning is issued within 12 hours, and when the heat index will be 105 plus for at least 2 days. So just kind of give you an idea of when you see these watches, these warnings, what that means. Okay, so here's a look at that temperature trend for Redding. The normal high is 100 degrees, no surprises there. Will be about that for today and tomorrow. And then the increase, this right here, this is the main heat wave, Friday through Monday, and then temperatures will start to drop significantly after that. But it's still going to be hot, right? But at least it's going to be closer to normal. Now, the reason why our temperatures are expected to drop a little bit today is this right here. We have a weak storm system pushing through the Pacific Northwest that's got cooler air associated with it, and that's going to help to drop our temperatures down by a bit. But that's not going to last for long. The heat that's now to our south is moving in. The peak is Saturday. We've got this big dome of high pressure right here. That's over us. But the good news is, as we go into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, pretty much going through next week, that heat will push to the south and east. We, as a result, see cooler temperatures. But our neighbors to the east in central United States, big heat wave is what's in store for them. So that heat that's going to be over us over the weekend will then be back over the central United States next week. And there are going to be a lot of heat waves and, people not used to the heat that we are. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what happens in the central United States here going through next week. But another thing that really I haven't seen much discussion about in the weather community is the potential for some monsoon moisture coming in by around Sunday, Monday of next week. Now, the reason I mention this is because what's going to happen is you're going to get that clockwise flow around that high. We may see more clouds come in on Sunday. And if you look closely, and you can't really see it here too much, but there is the potential for maybe a stray thunderstorm, especially along the spine of the Sierra as we go into Sunday and into Monday. Now, is it going to be a big deal? No, but it's something I'm watching and keeping an eye on because we could be seeing a bit more of that monsoon moisture coming in for a few days, which would also mean higher humidity levels, and it's typically not as comfortable with that higher humidity. Here's your forecast for your Wednesday. Temperatures mid to upper 90s. I think most of us in the valley will stay below 100 degrees, but I think places like Redding and Red Bluff, yeah, you still could touch 100. Now, for the eastern mountains, you're in the mid to upper 80s. Some of the warmer spots like Quincy at about 93, Bernie 87, 86 for Shingletown. And up in Siskiyou County, upper 80s, maybe some low 90s in there as well. So let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. And as I mentioned, temperatures are dropping slightly today before they go back up. Now for Mount Shasta City, you're going to be about 100 degrees for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then temperatures, you can see, dropping significantly, especially by Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Alturas, you could also touch 100 degrees here for Saturday, Sunday, and of course Susanville, you'll be over 100 over the weekend. Now taking a look at the 7-day forecast for the valley, this is where, of course, we've got the heat, right? Because we're going to be about 100 degrees here today, tomorrow for Redding, but we're going to see a big increase by Friday, an even bigger increase over the weekend. But look at that, we're back down to about 103 by next Tuesday. For Red Bluff, it's going to be about the same as Redding, whereas Chico may be just a tad cooler, not as hot, if you will. 111 degrees on Saturday, and Chico, you're down to 100 by next Tuesday.